You're getting too much oxalate in your spinach and kale smoothies.
Yes.
And it turns out you get 5 times the dose that your body can eliminate in one spinach kale smoothie.
In this video, I'm gonna be consuming a lethal amount of spinach. But before I do that, let me show you how this came up on my desk and why it is that I'm making this video. Because spinach is supposed to be healthy, right?
I don't even know if you guys know what actual spinach looks like before it's cut and it's not baby. I'm gonna go to a different spot just for the visuals. Dang, that's pretty good price though. Walmart, look at these prices, man. This is crazy.
These 3 packages of spinach, over 3 pounds of spinach, have enough oxalates in here to be considered the lethal dose in one sitting. You may be thinking, Eden, why are you trying to prove that spinach is bad for you? I'm gonna need a bigger bowl.
And it turns out you get 5 times the dose that your body can eliminate in one spinach kale smoothie.
Octane, huge amount.
So Dave Asprey provides precisely 0 references here, which isn't that surprising since the oxalate section of his book, The Bulletproof Diet, also contains 0 references.
Got him!
So I have no idea where the claim that spinach and kale smoothies provide 5 times the amount of oxalates you can eliminate even came from. And it's even more ridiculous when you consider that there was no mention of the size of smoothie or how much spinach or kale are even in there. Plus, it's worth mentioning that kale is actually very low in oxalates despite Dave continuously claiming otherwise.
Kale and spinach, especially raw, which are full of another plant toxin called oxalic acid.
Some people like to say kale doesn't have oxalates in it, and that is not true according to all the research I can find. Oxalates are a compound that's much more common in spinach, actually in raspberries.
Fake health foods. Spinach, not healthy for you, full of oxalates. 3 healthy foods that are actually harming you. Number 1, spinach. Spinach is a leaf. Leaves are full of defense chemicals that are harmful for you in many ways. This is very high in oxalates, compounds which are well known to contribute to kidney stones, joint pain, gut issues.
Of course, ex-carnivore Paul Saladino just nods along without any criticism. But it gets even more ridiculous.
And it's 20% of the beginning fatal dose.
So the fatal dose of oxalates is 15 to 30 grams in a single dose. I'll be generous here and use the lower number of 15 grams. I'll also use the highest number for the oxalate content of spinach that I could find, which was 1,145 milligrams per 100 grams of spinach. 20% of the lethal dose of oxalates would be equivalent to about 9 cups of spinach consumed at one time. And to reiterate, this isn't anywhere near the fatal dose, it's just 20% of that. So he seems to think that people are stuffing 9 cups of raw spinach into their smoothies. And to actually reach the lethal dose, you'd have to consume nearly 45 cups of raw spinach at one time, and that's assuming that you even absorb all of the oxalates. Good luck with that.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
All right, let's get started.
Oh man, plain spinach? It's gonna be a long day.
All right, I'm obviously not gonna do that because that would be 1, wasteful, and 2, genuinely pretty stupid. Whenever we see videos like this on the internet, it's important to actually just critically think about them. Like, what is the dose that they're referring to? Is it possible for me to consume that much? Is it possible that their numbers are correct, or are they made up? In the case of this video and claiming that a spinach and kale smoothie is gonna be 5 times the amount of oxalates in it that you can actually clear, well, first figure out how much oxalates are in spinach and kale. And while spinach does have a solid amount of oxalates, how much spinach is in the smoothie that I'm consuming? How frequently am I consuming this smoothie? Because again, even if they were super generous with the spinach in this economy, I doubt it, but even if you got the largest size smoothie and they were super generous with the spinach and it was like only spinach, all right, that's it, stuffed to the brim. This is like an 800 milliliter bottle for my Ninja Kitchen smoothie. And that's still not even one of the 3 packages required to eat the lethal dose of spinach. Nuance and context is incredibly important with nutrition, but with most things in life. Hopefully this video is used as a great opportunity to remind you of this and teach you to not fear foods that we know are healthy. Spinach, fruits and vegetables, whole foods in general are very healthy for you. And don't let creepy dudes that push pseudoscientific concepts and tell you that spinach and fruits and vegetables are bad for you, don't let them ruin your relationship with food and ruin the enjoyment of foods you love. Well, now that that's done, anybody know what I can use all this spinach for?